Hey, what's up, guys? Bones88 here, and this is part two of Goblin News. I got my great friend Xery here, aka XMG.
What's going on, buddy? How's everybody doing out there?
Doing good, man, doing good. Thank you so much for coming on here, buddy. If you guys don't know, we do this every month. I do one part and he does the other. Back over on his channel, we did who we thought was better, Zalinar, Titania, the two new characters. We talked about what we thought the anniversary surprise is going to be, and also we have a really funny meme of the week. So if you guys, most of you guys are Zari's subscribers too, but if you're seeing me in XMG, go check out his YouTube channel. I always have it linked in all my Dragon Champions videos, and he's just a great place to go for any kind of content. Thanks for being here, Zary. We can get right into it if you want.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for having me.
what do you? Let's talk about the tournament changes first. What do you think?
Okay.
And what do you think about him? And do you like him, or are there some things you don't? Or just give me your overall feelings about it.
I absolutely love the new tournament style. I think it's great. They're more engaging and more fun to me. Like I was never a big tournament player, but I really like the way they've done it. I think it's great. They have the tier levels. I like how Zelenar isn't. You can't blow through it and get him, and it's going to take a while the way it should. And that character is going to be really worth the grind. I like the way it's set up. I think they did a really good job with that. And they kind of took the blitz mode from Marvel Strike Force and made it their own, and I'm pretty happy with it. How about you?
I'm 100% agree with you. I think they hit it out of the park with this one. I didn't really know what they were gonna do. They kind of made it like Blitz. I'm not a fan of Blitz in Marvel Strike Force itself, but I like it better than Blitz. I think it's not Blitz itself, but I love it, man. And like you said, you're gonna get an awesome character. It's giving you reason to sit there and keep attacking and keep working hard in that mode to get the Zalinar shards, and just the way they have it set up. I really hated when you couldn't. You were afraid to hit teams because you thought you were going to lose points, and that means you're going to go farther down in ranks, and that's not fun. And you don't want a mode to do that. You don't want to do that in a game. You want to. The developers want you to be as into the mode or any mode as you can. They possibly can get you into, and I liked it before, but they just really did a great job. I was really happy with it.
So was I. I really liked it. I like you said that the fact that they took away that where you could possibly lose points is huge. That it deterred so many people from playing that mode, and now it's not there.
So that's about all we have to say about tournaments. But they did a great job on it, and I'm really happy about it. Just one of the many things they hit out of the park on this update. Super stoked. Super happy about all the things they're announcing and releasing all at once, and it should keep people around now, so they can quit complaining and have stuff to work towards. So they're doing a great job, and
Exactly.
Zalinar's going to be a great character, and as a fan base, we should relax. We have battlegrounds now, and it should be a good time, and that gives them tons of time now to work on something that we can't even think about. Like they might have some really cool stuff that none of us will even expect. So, all right. So
Exactly.
moving on. That going into what I'm just saying, I'm very curious on what the future of the game is going to be. Zeri and I are just going to kind of give our idea of what we think might happen, and also what we would like to see happen. And we don't know anything
Yeah.
that's going to happen. This is just kind of our speculation on stuff. So, Zeri, like, go ahead and
Correct.
what do you think is going to happen, and then what would you like to see happen in the future?
Well, we said it kind of in the last one. This battleground delay really put them behind, and I think a lot of this battleground rework and stuff like that. I think that was planned long before they got it out to us, but they had to stop what they were doing to get it out. So I think we're going to start seeing a more steady influx of content besides characters. Characters are probably the easiest thing to put into a game while you're working on something. I really think we're going to see the battlegrounds kind of grow and get tweaked as we do them. And I'm really with the Gear 11 Plus they put in, I'm really thinking they're amping up to get that Goblin raid up and running. I think that's kind of the next big focus is getting that Goblin raid up and running. And I think we're going to see some new factions dropped in here. Maybe by the end of the year, our first one will probably come. But
I
that's
agree.
kind of why I think they're going to focus.
And what would you like to see? Just this, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be anything you think is going to happen. Just what would you like to see in the future of the game?
What I'd love to see, and I'm sure you probably already know this, is I'd love to see the shops get reworked. I think that is vital. I think they got to do a better way to sort out artifacts. It's very hard to try to find an artifact without going through all of them.
Yeah.
So, they did a really good job with room management and sorting. So I think they got to implement that kind of system to artifacts.
Yep. I
And
agree.
I'd really, really like to see something to make guilds more fun than just doing a raid, like a big guild PvP, or maybe like a guild campaign challenge, something like that. I'd like them to get guilds more involved and keep people more active within guilds. And then the Goblin raid, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
And the new, I want new factions. I want a new race. I want it to be something cool. And I can't wait for legendaries so we can start streaming those again. Just probably the same as a most average player, I guess. I just rattled off 20 things and I said I didn't have a lot, but
But everything you listed is about on my list. I completely agree, man. And what you said is probably going to be happening. Is I agree with that too. I don't have a lot to add to that because what I want to see is like you said. I feel like very very soon you have to have a territory wars type of mode. You have to have
yep,
all the guild mates have is T7 or T8. That's all we have.
yep,
Like these other two games have a lot of stuff. There's almost so much guild stuff that I don't have time for. That's how much guild
right,
stuff there is, and that's builds communities and that builds friendships and everything, and that keeps our game together more than anything. And you've got to put more out than just a raid. And I'm excited about the Goblin raid, and that has to be coming very soon because they mentioned that a couple months ago. So that'll be around
yeah,
the corner, I'm sure, which is awesome. You, it's about time for another raid, but at the same time, territory wars or PVE guild thing like territory battles, you know, you know, I know they probably want to set themselves away from other games, but you kind of have to see what other games are doing right and kind of implement that in your game also. And you can still do your own thing, but yeah, they I guess what I'm trying to say is once all these battlegrounds and this update and everything, the smoke clears and everything's going good, they have to be working towards that next big thing because there's a lot
yep,
of stuff that they still have to add to this game. And
yeah,
if they do it, then the game will go for a long time. But they really have to start working on the next big, not battlegrounds, but battleground esque mode. And
right,
it has to be a guild like a territory wars. I just say territory wars. Your guild versus another guild. That would be a blast. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, and it's literally you can literally take the basics of the battlegrounds they have now and just enlarge it. So it wouldn't take them
mm-hmm.
that long. Honestly, they
No,
already have. It's the same mechanic. Grand Arena is the same mechanics as Territory Wars is. So it wouldn't be that hard. So I really hope that that's something. And I've never really mentioned it to them in the chat or anything. And I'm sure they don't really care. But what I have to say, I'm sure they've already thought about it and they already have what they have planned. But I hope they plan on a Territory Wars. That's what I'm hoping for in the future.
yeah. And the thing is like you got to look at Marvel Strike Force was out 3 years before they had the rate or the what is it, the PvP battle or whatever it is,
The
and
the war,
yeah, the Alliance Wars, and then you
really?
know more. Yeah, I think it was like 2 years before that came out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think, don't quote me on it, but and I know Star Wars: A Galaxy of Heroes was out probably 2 or 3 years before that stuff came out too. So
Yep.
I'm I'm being patient, but I'm just saying they got to do something to kind of
Right.
get get more guild interaction. And like you were saying, with if we had like the territory wars, guild versus guild PvP style, it really wouldn't take that much more. You just kind of, instead of putting 4 teams on def or 3 teams on defense for each node, you put 10,
Yep.
and we can go that way, and or make a couple more territories. It can use the same concept, but I got to be patient, and it is a smaller group, but there is a lot of things I would love to see come into this game, but I really still think the sky's the limit for this
Mm-hmm.
for this crew.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they're still young, and a lot of us are impatient, but we said this 1,000 times over. It's just because they got set back. But like you said just a minute ago, now they can look forward and start making steady content because they were working against themselves because they had to redo a whole mode. And
Exactly.
I'm excited too that they're gonna keep the battlegrounds in there anyways. So the old school one, because that'd be kind
Hmm.
of fun to stream with you or something sometime because it's real fast paced. You know what I mean? You won't be sitting there for
Oh yeah,
hours. So I'm glad that they're keeping that in there, and that'll be fun too.
me too.
But
Absolutely.
anything else you can think of, man?
No, I mean, I think they did a really good job after a lot of bleeding in this game with an excellent patch. It's really polished. They did an excellent job with it. I think for the amount of stuff that came out in this patch, it's really gone off without a hiccup. And I'm really proud of them and happy for what they did.
Me too, buddy. Me too. I mean, Xery said it about as good as anyone can say it. We're all really happy. So I hope everyone else is too. If you guys disagree or anything, comment below and let me know. I'm always down for discussion, and please, please, please
Amen.
join our Discord because we love having conversations, man. There's always things I don't think about, and some points that people come up with me and Zeri, we bring them up in these videos. You know, I mean, your voice will be heard in these videos, so just don't. Even if you don't agree,
Hmm.
we're not gonna fight with you or argue with you. We listen, and you know, it's never a toxic environment. So join our Discords, man. It's always great conversations, and it's always a good time. You know, we make memes about ourselves and everything. It's just a good time. So, and I made a lot of friends
It
in a
is.
short amount of time. You know, and it's a really good community. So, okay, with that being said, I think that's it. Zeri, thank you for joining me, buddy. I always appreciate you doing these with me.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I love doing them with you.
All right, guys, I think that's it. We're out of here. But one more thing, don't forget, make war, not love. Peace.
There you go, brother.